Today I am joined by Jaymi Morris, the fourth strongest female powerlifter in the world.
The Porta Potty Project. The world's strongest man. Power! The Porta Potty Project. CrossFit Games. UFC! Stay fucking hard!
Welcome back to the Porta Potty. It's episode 102. I'm your host, Jacob Harris. This podcast is brought to you by Achievement Apex in association with Power Pit Rockingham. And today I am joined by Jaymi Morris. Thank you for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jacob.
Oh, look, I mean, mate, I met you at Capo States, and I think from about 10 minutes of talking, I was like, this is someone I've got to have a conversation with. You're pretty out there.
Yeah, they tell me that.
It's a compliment though, right? Like it means you got personality.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, God help anyone that dates me. You'll date like 10 people because every day is different with me. So there's that.
That's almost a cheat code in keeping your partner happy, because it means that they never have to want anyone else because you are everyone else.
I am everyone else. It's all good. Pick a character.
I love it. It's I mean, there's a bit to explore with you, I suppose. I always like to take it back to where people started, but for people that don't know, I wouldn't even say woman. I would say you're one of the strongest people on earth. Definitely pound for pound. Stronger. I came up with a little slogan when I was in the car: stronger than your girlfriend, stronger than your boyfriend, which I think's funny. And yeah, look, man, tell us when you first started. I don't really know too much about when you started training, or even how old are you currently?
How old am I? I'm 29, so I'll be 30 this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think I started like 8 years ago. So yeah, I was just basically deadlifting and just doing heavy shit in the gym for something to do. And then a coach reached out to me and was like, hey, you've got potential in powerlifting. I'm like, what is that? Next thing you know, fourth strongest in the world. So, okay.
Yeah, wow.
That escalated.
What kind of train when you were training to begin with? You just were like a commercial gym, or?
Yeah, just like a normal gym. I would just see like someone left their bar laying around 100 kilos, just go pick it up to see if I could. Then I'm like, oh, I'll put 20 kilos on, 120. I ended up getting my deadlift up to 160, and that's pretty good for someone who doesn't know what they're doing. So, yeah.
Yeah, wow. Okay. And so when you started powerlifting, had you done any sports, or did you do anything else?
I've always been sporty. I played hockey for about 10 years growing up, and then I stopped for a while because I had to work on Saturdays. So then I started playing again, but now my knees just can't handle it. But yeah, I've always been like an athlete, running around, joined every sport in school, like football, netball, stuff like that. But then, yeah, now I think the last probably 13 years I have been in the gym, and I've basically just been consistent 4 or 5 days a week ever since. So, yeah.
Yeah, you've also got a style of training, I would say, that I would describe it as uncomfortable. It's not many people are willing to go to the level that some people train at, and I would say that your training reminds me of. Do you know who Ben Pollack is?
No.
So he's American, I believe, and he's like, I think he goes under like Professor Deadlift or something. Very strong powerlifter, but very similar in the sense that it was almost kind of, it's almost that kind of Ronnie Coleman sort of training. It's almost like you guys train like bodybuilders, but you've obviously got incredible central nervous systems because you train, like a bodybuilder, but with something like a deadlift, doing a set of 8 with 180 or and that's what I've seen you do the other day. And then you did a set of squats at 180 and sleeves and stuff like that. That the fatigue that comes along with that kind of training is not something a lot of people can handle. Have you always trained like that?
Well, I usually just leave it up to my coach, Joanne Gregan, and she knows I like to lift heavy. And she, we went through a stage where she's like, Jaymi, stick to the program. And I'm always like, I just want to pick up heavy things. Like, anyway, so now she programs every so often to do something heavy because she knows I'm just like that. um, but yeah, like my body responds really well to the CNS most of the time. And as I said, like sometimes she writes the weights in for me because I'm just like, how hard can I push this? So that's why you see me just like deadlifting 180 and 200 for 1,000 reps. I'm just like that. It's like go in hard or don't bother with everything.
I like that. I like that approach. What's is there a set that sticks with you? You know, is there a time where you've done a set of something, or maybe an AMRAP of a certain weight that you remember really being up the top of that kind of level?
Um, well, not too long ago, I was pretty pissed off. So I just decided to go to the gym. I had nothing in my program. It wasn't ready yet. And I was like, that's it. I need to go do deadlifts. And I did a 2x2 at 250 kilos. Then after that, I just did a single at 260. And yeah, it was just a good day. I was just a cranky girl. But
I
it was
saw
fun.
that. I saw that video. You looked, yeah, you looked very angry that day.
I was very angry that day.
Well, that's it's got a good carryover, I suppose. And yeah, look, it's like I said, that kind of level that you get to, I don't think a lot of people can do. And you seem to be pretty well rounded, which is something I was very impressed by as well. It's we see it a lot in powerlifting. You know, people have their lift. I think we both know that deadlifting is the one. It has been
Yep.
for a long time. You'll see guys that will struggle to squat 200, pull 270 and stuff like that. And not so much with women. I feel like women, you do see a lot of better squatters, like in terms of
Yeah.
being a little bit more well-rounded.
Mm.
But you kind of seem to not really have a weak lift. Your squat, your max squat is around 250. Is that right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you benched 150 in comp, and then I did see you do like 152.5 in the gym,
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
and then your deadlifts was 270 in comp.
Yep. Yeah. Well, to be honest, it was 275. Remember?
Yeah,
I'm like, I had that. Just give it to me. God damn. I was
yeah.
spewing. I was so spewing.
I
I
was
still would have held on for so much longer. And if they didn't call down, I would have just stayed there. I'm like, I've got this. But anyway, it is
no.
what it is.
It's
It went
look,
up.
look. This is where we do it. This is where we do it. That's why the podcast. I mean, I've had people yeah, say a lot of shit on here when they're unhappy with something. This is the place to do it. I agree. I agree. I was there that day, and that's not to put anything. I don't go after people personally. You know, the judges are the judges or whatever. But
Yeah.
I personally remember sort of thinking to myself, sometimes when I see a mislift, and it's that sort of kind of mislift where there's you're so close, I kind of can't help but think, what else did we need from you for you to get that lift? Because
Yeah.
there was no downward movement.
No.
You locked it out to
It's
to
just I
pretty
was
much
shaking. It's just
you.
as I was shaking, and I'm like, that happens. It's hard. Look how heavy it is.
Yeah, shaking's an interesting one. I've
Mm.
seen there's another guy I know, Cody Stewart, is a pretty good deadlifter. He's pretty good. He's a very good deadlifter. He trains under James Stevens, and he pulled over 300 sumo once, and he's sort of I think recently has kind of gotten a little bit better, but he used to have incredible issues with shaking, like massive. Like you would see
Yeah.
him get past his knees, and you would just go, Jesus, you never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
And it was unfortunate because once again, like you said, it wasn't really a technique fault. You were kind of like, you're just kind of shaking. And as long as the
Your body
bar
just
doesn't
does
travel
that. Yeah.
downwards,
Mm.
I think it was a tough call that day. I was disappointed because that was a huge deadlift.
Mm. Yeah.
Um,
But at least I know it will go, which means there's hope for more. 100%.
well, obviously you'd cut a bit for that comp too.
Yeah, well, that could have something to do with it, definitely. Because, like, normally, like, I'm pretty comfortable sitting around 82, 83 normally. And yeah, that day I was like 79.6. So, like, You know, I lost about 10 kilos from my squat and my bench that day. But for some reason, my deadlift it was higher than what I normally do. So I'm like, thank fuck for that. But also, yeah, disappointed, but whatevs.
Yeah, I think remembering that as well, though, you don't really seem to work in small increments either. So when you say you lost a bit off your squat and your bench, I do remember that both of them, you went 240 on the squat and 140 on the bench. But even knowing you'd cut a bit of weight, and it doesn't sound like it'd be your style, probably should have gone up by 5 kilos on each. You did jump up 10 on both of them, didn't you?
See, this is why I'm like this. I don't know.
Yeah, but
just Jaymi things, you know.
it's not a bad thing because it's got you where you are, so it's probably the right way to go. But it just shows that you possibly hadn't even lost the full 10 on each of those lifts that day. It was hard to really gauge where you were at because you didn't normally cut weight.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, if you don't take the chances, you'll never know. Like when I deadlifted the 270 at Pro Raw, I honestly didn't even think about 270. To me, I was like 260, maybe. And then it was just a good day. So I just did a YOLO and here we are.
Well, I think because I've seen you obviously that video you were talking about, and I've seen the 260 as well. I've noticed that you pull on cast iron plates fairly often.
Yep.
Now, I'm the only guy in the gym where I go that uses them because everybody wants the calibrated ones.
Yeah, okay.
But I love cast iron plates, and while I don't use as many as you do,
they look cool.
I'm like, this is what I was getting at. They look cool, right?
They're black. Who doesn't love black?
Yeah, and I think it's the sound. There's nothing quite as satisfying as when they hit.
Yeah, and also, like, it's easier to count by 20s, you know. So then you put those red ones on, and it's like 25. What? Does my head? It's too much to think about. Just they all look the same. There's heaps. Let's just pick that up.
Yeah, and I see like a red, yellow, green, and then a couple increments on a bar, and I just look at it and I'm like, I have no fucking idea how much that is.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love colors, but also black.
Yeah, they need pink ones.
I know. Actually, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, does Joe have pink ones? Joe and Alex? Everything else is pink.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, someone would.
Someone would.
Someone would. Speaking of that, you're a hairdresser. That's what you do for a living, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you have done that for a long time, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I've been hairdressing for about 12 years and now I work for myself for the last 3 years. My business is called Off With Their Hair. So it's like a play on words from Alice in Wonderland, off with their heads. So that's where I got that from.
I like that. I didn't click onto that because I knew it was called that when I was when I was looking it up, but I didn't. Yeah, that's actually really cool.
Yeah, something I just made up one day, and then I was like, "Hang on a second, I'm just going to start my own business, and I'm just going to call it that." No one else had it, so I was like, "Well, that's cool." Since like all my tattoos are Alice in Wonderland, I thought that is very me. I'm doing it.
Yeah, I like that's. I remember having a friend that she liked Alice in Wonderland stuff, but there was this other cool thing that I feel like maybe you would know about. I never played games a lot, but I remember that she liked this game that was called Alice in Borderlands, I think.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of it. Have you heard of it before?
No.
And it's like I'll try and find like a thing from it, and I think it's like a dark version of Alice in Wonderland, almost like
Actually, you know what? That rings a bell because as soon as you said that, like I don't really play games or have anything to do with it, but I feel like I know what you're talking about. Like a board game, but like grungy version.
Yeah, and it might
I think
like you don't play games, but sometimes stuff like that, there can just be cool stuff from it, like cool artwork and stuff like that. And I know what you mean by in terms of a name, because I think some people too are so worried about, I don't know, like aesthetics maybe.
Yeah.
and how something sounds, where, as you can tell with the name of my podcast, I had a few people like if anyone ever asked me, I don't think I've ever told anyone what it's called without having someone laugh when they'd say it.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it needs to be really personalized. And so I like that you chose something where you were just like, I'm interested in this and this is what I want to call it.
Yep.
And so
Give it a
do you have
little
like a
bit.
salon at home?
Yeah, I work from home. So basically like 2 meters out my back door, I'm at work. So I wake up as late as possible and I'm usually just on time.
Well, I was late to this, so you can forgive me and understand what it's like. I love that. I actually go to a barber and he's done the same thing. And I will say, and I'm assuming your clients say the same thing, it's probably even more prevalent for women because they get more done to their hair and it takes a lot longer. But going to a barber who works out of home, it was a game changer for me. I don't think I could ever go back to a salon.
It's so good. And it's really cool because like obviously like I've got my dog here. So like she sits there. Everyone loves her. If I'm running late, they're like, oh, just go pat your dog. People bring their dogs here. So then their dogs play with my dog and then we just hang out. I feel like I never work. I just go here, do stuff that I like doing, talk to people. Everyone knows everyone. It's great.
Yeah, well, it
But
sounds
yeah, the only thing is, it's like because I work for myself, I don't have help. So I have to do everything 100 miles an hour, which I'm totally cool with because I'm about that. But yeah,
yeah, I would say that it's like definitely like part of the whole situation, but you are living the dream. That is what you want to
yeah,
be doing that. And that brings us into something that we said we were going to mention, because you've also recently started working for yourself even more and decided to create an OnlyFans.
yes, I did. Just being the muscle mummy nobody asked for.
Oh, there's
Actually, I'm sure they asked for that.
there's
They
people
definitely
asking
asked for
for
that.
it.
They've been asking for it, so I'm giving it to them.
Did you have a lot of that? Did you have a lot of people asking?
So many people, and I was like, no, I'm not making one. No, I'm not making one. And I thought, oh, I don't want my clients to see me like that. And then I was like, you know what? They won't, because I won't put that on there. So yeah, people, I feel like I'm more than just like, getting naked. So people appreciate that. So, if I show a sort of different side that's a little bit more, I guess, spicy than, my Instagram, then that's a whole new thing. Like people are like, oh shit, look at that. you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's not, there's definitely a line, like
Oh,
there's
there's definitely a line.
have
And
you would you do the whole people like send people things? You had anyone ask you that?
I've had people message me and say, like, can you show me your boobs? And I'm just like, I can, not going to. Why
Yeah.
should I? I don't have to. Like, my face is nice, my hair's nice, my legs are nice. Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what about your feet? Surely you could make money and then you don't, who cares about showing people your feet, right?
I know. Well, someone commented about it maybe like yesterday, and I'm like, oh, maybe, when shit starts to get boring, I'll just include that and then start again. See how far I can stretch it. And for my next trick, here's my feet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Have you, so you haven't even had to get actually naked yet?
No, not yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you'd actually mentioned you'd put up how much you'd earned so far. Are you comfortable saying that?
Yeah. So I think I've been paid twice now and I've made 3 grand. And I've literally just been like, oi, I've got an OnlyFans. Check it out. A few spicy photos and done.
Wow.
I love cosplay. So, like, I think a lot of people like that. So, yeah, I'm just like, here, I'll dress up as this. What do you want me to be?
And so how many times would you have posted?
Maybe 12 max, if anything. Yeah.
Wow. And so how many does it tell you how many subscribers you have? It would.
Yeah, I think I've got about 140 so far in like a
Whoa.
couple of weeks. I posted a really like, I don't know if you saw it or not, but I sort of covered up everything with my body parts so you couldn't see anything. And I posted that on my story, and I had about 17 subscribers overnight, which was like $500. So
Wow.
I'm very grateful for those guys. Thanks, those guys.
Yeah, yeah. See, the only thing that I think worries me is if people would like try and see you in person. You know, like I know strippers and stuff have had issues with that in the past, and you know people will try to see you in person. But I suppose the good thing about being you is people probably too scared to approach you.
No, well, it's funny you say that. so, so I've had a lot of requests lately, and like, I shit you not, every day. Um, People want to actually pay me. Okay, people are paying me to eat. People want to pay me to squash their heads. People want to pay me to literally scissor my body around their whole body and make them feel like a piece of shit. Like, these people are wild. And I'm
Wow.
totally here for it. Like the other day, I got to dress up as Sailor Moon and do pull ups in my spare bedroom, and I got like $200 US dollars. So, like, more than that. Life is so good.
I just why,
I know. I
why
know.
wasn't I born a woman? It sucks. I'm
Yep.
sure there's a market for men though,
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
yeah, maybe I need to look into that because I feel like I remember thinking this. I worked at a mine site for a while as an offsider, and it was one of the shittiest jobs I've ever did. And I remember doing it. And on my lunch break, seeing someone post about their OnlyFans, and I was like, you know what? There's got to be another way to earn money. I don't know if, it's going to be somewhere between here and OnlyFans, but there's going to be some other way to earn it because I'm getting covered in rain and shit, and someone else is farting into a cup and sending it to someone. There's got to be a middle ground.
Yeah. Just be a muscle mummy. That's it. That's the middle ground.
Well, yeah, look, you've got a market, and I respect you for making it happen. I do know that because you put up a video of you crushing a watermelon, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've done it a couple of times now.
Yeah. And
Probably going to do it again soon, just for content.
I'm
probably,
pretty
probably write someone's name on it and pretend it's them. There's $200.
oh, you clean the watermelon up with a tea towel and send them the tea towel.
Lick
You
it.
know? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my god. It's we live in a different world now, that's
Yeah,
for
we
sure.
do.
Um so what I like that you make it kind of stylish though. So you're really into cosplay. Is that do you like comics and stuff as well, or is that
Nah, I don't know. To be honest, I'm pretty sure it's a fetish that I never knew I had. Every year, I always have a dress up party because I just love being like the character. And so I've accumulated over the years, like heaps of dress ups. So I feel like, I don't know, I just put that on and I'm like, I'm that character. And I just love it. Like, yeah, I don't know, something about it. Anyways, there's that. Now the whole world knows.
hey, no, I like it. That's cool. So who's your favorite to dress up as?
Well, I love Harley Quinn. I feel like she's a bit crazy. She reminds me a lot of me, like sweet psycho. Mm,
Nice. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I feel like you'd be the most jacked Harley Quinn ever for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. 100%. And
Mm.
that's one thing I wanted to ask. Obviously, you're doing a lot of lifting, right? So we all know you're going to get, especially with the way that you do it. And that's kind of what I was saying before. You're going to get a lot of hypertrophy from the deadlifting and the squatting that you're doing. But do you do a lot of bodybuilding accessories as well?
Yeah, yeah. So I don't post a lot of that because I don't know, it's boring. But after I do my main sets, I do maybe three or four different like bodybuilding, reps and sets and whatnot. So like, bicep curls, lat pull down, all that sort of stuff. So I do a lot of that. Um, and I actually enjoy it. Like I do love lifting heavy, but yeah, like I did bodybuilding for about a year, and just controlling the like your muscles as you sort of do each rep. Yeah, I just find, I don't know, it's rewarding because you see your veins popping out. I don't know, it's exciting. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
no,
pump is real.
yeah, of course. There's a reason it's so
Love it.
popular, I suppose. Yeah.
Mm,
Um, and you can, I guess, especially after what you're doing, if you're doing something like a deadlift or a squat, that's going to take a lot out of you. So it probably feels pretty nice after that to just,
just a
sit down, do
cruise.
some
Yeah.
cable work.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
So, in terms of eating, because you've mentioned that you like eating, and
Yep.
I've seen your stories, I've seen some of the shit that you eat as well. You put something up really weird the other day. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was like a combination of
Nutella. It was
Nutella.
Nutella and steak. Was it Nutella
Yeah.
and steak? Everyone's been asking me about that. So someone's like, "What's your favorite food?" And I wrote steak and Nutella. And they're like, "Together?" And do you know what? I've tried it together because I have mentioned this before and someone has brought it up, and I'm like, I'll try it. So what I'm getting at is don't put the Nutella on the steak and cook it. Do them separate. Tastes better. To be honest, it's not terrible. You've got to put a lot of Nutella on it, I feel like, because if it's just a bit, it's like, oh, what the fuck's on here? But if it's heaps, then it just tastes like Nutella, hot Nutella. So it's good.
I'll keep in mind the next time I'm going to have steak and Nutella to,
Put them together. Fuck it. Life's too
yeah.
short. Mix
Look,
it up.
I've eaten some weird combinations of food, so there's no judgment from me. But I found that I'd not heard that before.
Yeah.
I always ask people, if they were. I mean, it's pretty morbid. You don't have to think of it this way. Maybe it's just a last meal. But I always say, if you're on death row and you had one last meal, say you've got a table in front of you and you can pick the food and the beverages that you're going to eat. What would be your go-to?
Steak straight away, because obviously protein.
But you're going to
But,
die.
well, do you know what I actually really like lately? Vanilla slice.
Yes. Yeah.
A
Very
good
good.
one. Like
Mm.
yeah, okay. So there's a few foods coming to my mind now. All right, so I'm probably going to get judged, and I don't care. Ham and pineapple pizza.
Oh,
Yes.
Jaymi,
Just lost 1,000 followers.
why are you one of those ones? Come on.
Why not?
The texture, it's moist. It doesn't fit.
Does Nutella on steak fit? No. Am I going
No,
to do
but
it anyway? Yes.
yeah, but it sounds
Don't come
cool.
at me. Don't come at me or I'll squash you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. All right.
Okay, good.
The Hawaiian pizza is an interesting. What about beverage then? Let's hopefully you choose something good.
JD.
I was waiting for that.
Although I do like Canadian Club. Sugar-free Canadian Club is my go-to most of the time.
Sugar-free Canadian Club.
Yeah, I find like Canadian Club's nice, but the sugar-free doesn't upset my stomach, which means I can drink more. And then the next day, I don't feel like I've eaten like a whole bag of lollies or something. So I can just get up and go. And I mean, you probably see a lot of the time that I drink and then I still go to the gym. And that's why, because I'm not having all the sugar. I don't feel like shit. I can just do both.
Yeah, I've noticed that you like a bit of a drink. Does it never affect your training?
Never. I find if I if I can't do both, then I've got a problem.
Mm.
But I still do both. So there's no problem.
Yeah, that's a good way to measure it.
Yeah. Like I'll always wake up and if I have something planned, I'll always go do it. Yeah, it never interferes with what I'm doing. So like what is it? A week ago, I was down in Canberra and I squatted 320 kilos with the reverse bands. And I had about 10 Canadian clubs and like 2 White Claws the night before. It's all good.
Yeah, sounds like it.
So it's all good. No problem.
Yeah, I saw that 320
Mm.
with the reverse bands. That looked pretty heavy.
That was very heavy, but felt really good. Yeah, it was nice to be able to train with like more people. Like Normally I just train by myself, so just to have some help around to kind of push me a bit was really nice, just to get the weight on my back and just see how I go.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do see that you train on your own a lot. Do you? And I remember someone saying at Capo States or something. I think it might have been you and Jess wanting a bit more kind of hyper music there.
Oh
Um,
yeah, we need some more techno.
so you're into your techno, are you?
I love techno. I couldn't tell you like who, but like if you just, I don't know, go on Spotify and type in techno of like popular songs, and then something comes on, you know the song, but now it's hyped up and you're just ready to go.
Yeah. So do you listen to any heavy music? I would have put.
I like Parkway.
Yeah.
That's like kind of my go-to for we get shit done. But as I said before, I've got like 10 personalities. So there's the grunge, like let's fucking go kind of girl. And then there's the hypo one where it's like, let's fucking go.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, Parkway would be one of my favorite bands for sure,
Yeah.
and similar
100%.
sort of thing. Like it's definitely my. I don't know if maybe you do you have a go-to song by them?
No, not really. I just put the album on and just let it play. And then all of their songs, I don't know, just something about them. Once it's on, that's it. I'm good.
Yeah, they're old,
Like,
probably
can't
their
go
older
wrong.
stuff though.
Yeah, yeah, you can't go wrong. Can't go
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
Mm.
I wonder if they know who you are. Surely there's been a TikTok video come up one day.
Well, hopefully they know who I am. I went and saw them live like the last time they were here, and the lead singer was standing right here, and I've just like groped his butt cheeks. He's turned around, and I'm like, "Hello." So surely he remember. I'm pretty sure I had like bright yellow hair, so hard to forget.
I feel like if I was doing a concert and a jacked, bright yellow-haired woman grabbed my ass, I would probably remember that. So
Yeah,
I
he'll
feel like
remember.
Winston probably remembers.
He'll remember for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
He's
We'll
like, "Oh, that's just Jaymi." No, seen her on TikTok or something.
yeah. There's I mean, you've definitely gained a bit of traction, and it was kind of since the pro raw stuff, wasn't it?
Mm.
So you
Yeah,
were
so I posted the my 270 deadlift on TikTok, and then it blew up. But then my TikTok also blew up because I posted my OnlyFans on there. So now I have to start again. It was nice while it lasted.
so like your TikTok, did he get banned or something?
Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, oh, I'll see if I can get it back. Nah, it's no coming back. No worries. 45,000 followers down the drain. Okay.
Ugh, that
I've made a
sucks.
new one though. Like, it'll come back. It happened once. It can happen again. It's all good.
You just won't post to OnlyFans now.
No, no. I'll put it in the link tree this time.
That's
Mm.
the smart way. I like
I'm
it.
not very smart. I just did it because I was like, oh, look, let's do this. Ah, shit.
Good for you. I think in this world, you're either strong or you're smart. You don't really need to be both. So it's
No, do you
yeah.
know what? Jess McCallum has said this to me already. She's like, Jaymi, lucky you look good. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you look good and you're strong. It's like you can't really ask to be smart as well, can you?
It's all right. I've got a few smart friends. They'll help me get through life.
That's
I
that's
don't
all you
even.
need. And to me, it sounds like you're getting through it pretty well because you work from home and you've got an OnlyFans, and you're probably coping pretty well. And I think at Capo States, you walked away with almost 3 grand, didn't you?
Yeah, something like that. I'm pretty sure there's more. Waiting for Henry to get back to me. He something about the gloss brenner or something.
Oh, that's right.
Hmm. So don't know, but yeah, it was pretty good. Like it was pretty funny. Like me and Jess, God love her, we were both trying to go for that deadlift, which is awesome because I obviously that was heavy for me. We were both trying to get the biggest deadlift and the biggest bench and the biggest squat, and we both knew that both of us could have had that deadlift. And yeah, I think it was really awesome that we both pushed each other to try and win that, and good on her for winning it. But yeah, so she ended up getting the deadlift, I got the bench, and she got the squat.
Yeah,
Mm.
well, I think you got points anyway because I remember
Yeah.
Darwin Jack and Connor all got points each, but I think you got all three.
Yeah, I got all three. Yeah, for the gloss one. Yeah, but in terms of like how heavy, like as in overall, like who got the biggest squat bench dead, I think I just got the bench. Mm.
Yeah, well, it was. I haven't even benched 140, so I remember that pissing me off a bit. Um, like that's almost the only thing you've got as a guy when it comes to the gym, because you, especially powerlifting, you're surrounded by chicks who can out squat you. So you're like, yeah, well, at least I can bench more than you.
Yeah,
And
it seems to be the thing. Yeah.
it does, doesn't it? But then
Mm.
when the women are benching more than you, you're fucked.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I know. In my gym, like a couple of the guys, I'm like, fuck, how am I going to catch up to that bench? But the squat and the deads, I'm coming. Like I'm literally around the corner, and God help him, as soon as my bench catches up, I'm going to be on the top.
Yeah, well, that's we talked about it when I saw you there. Like you can, I can't see why you're not going to deadlift 300, in your
Yeah,
lifetime.
I'm definitely doing it. However, I get there, I don't know, but I'm doing it. It's already up here. It's happening.
Do you
I'll do
think
it.
if you chucked a little bit more weight on it, it'd help?
Yeah, you know what? People have been saying that to me, and I'm like, I just don't want to get too big. Like they always say, don't get too big. I don't mind being too big. I don't know. I think I'm just scared of looking at the number. Like the most I've ever weighed was 87. And I kind of felt uncomfortable. Like I just felt like a big blob. Whereas now I've finally got like the body that I want. I just don't know how it would go with a bit more weight. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm no Dylan Hellriegel with a friggin' abs at like 160 kilos. Like I don't think I'm gonna look that good. I'd probably just look fat because I'm so short.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I think you've got to. One thing I learned just from, I guess with the recomposition of the body and the way that it can work, depending on your genetics, like, when you start from a place of being lean, you do have a pretty good leeway of to begin with, like you'd probably be able to gain a good 5 kilos over it, with maybe maybe don't go too crazy on the surplus or something. And you'd probably find that you'd probably just look bigger and you'd only really be a little bit less lean.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's the problem. People don't try to take it easy. They just go way too hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I imagine
I,
that you eat pretty high protein and anyway, so you're not someone who probably would just shove a bunch of crap in.
nah, nah. Although the other day I ate McDonald's, someone paid me to eat McDonald's.
I tried to not, because I'm so curious about it, but I tried to not talk about the OnlyFans thing for too long because I was like, I don't want her to think that that's all I want to talk about. But you're bringing it back up, and I have to say,
It's
like, I
just
was
so
curious.
good. It's someone wanted to see my belly grow, and I'm telling you, I ate so much McDonald's. I'm like, holy shit, look how big I am. I looked pregnant.
What did you
Anyway,
eat?
I had a double quarter pounder, a cheeseburger, a large shake, an ice cream, and large chips. And I actually bought extra just for the video. And I was like, fuck, I'm struggling.
Did they tell you what to order?
No, I just decided that that's what I like to eat. So I'm like, well, if I'm going to do it, I may as well, pick nice things.
And so they paid you to eat that.
Yeah, 250 US dollars.
One person paid you that.
One person.
Wow.
I know.
I don't understand. And so did you have to do something specific? Did you have to like sit there and put the camera sort of away from you so they could watch you get full?
Yeah, but I had a giraffe onesie on, so I think I fucked that up, but I got paid anyway.
Oh my God. I just, I can't believe it. It's insane. I mean, like, so how long did you say you've had the OnlyFans for? Not long.
Couple weeks. Yeah.
So in a month almost, you've earned 3 grand.
Yep.
And so how does it work? The OnlyFans pay you like fortnightly or something?
Yeah, something like that, or weekly, whatever you punch in.
Do you get, I'm confused. Do you have to pay tax on it?
Don't know.
We probably shouldn't talk about it. You'll get audited.
Yeah. Delete. Anyway, back to powerlifting.
That's about it. I can't believe like it's one thing to get paid to do pull-ups because you're still putting work in, but to get paid to eat McDonald's, how do we live in a world where you get paid to do something?
I don't know, but I wish I knew about it earlier. Maybe I will get fatter. Pay me to get fatter, okay, if I have to. More macros.
That's
Bring me
amazing.
the deadlift.
So, do they direct message you?
Yeah. And if I feel like writing back, I'll be like, oh, what do you want? Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Wow, that's just. Has anyone offered you more than $250?
There's a couple of people that want me to wrestle them for like 400 US dollars,
But
which I'm totally here for.
If they're in the US, how are you going to wrestle them?
No, they're from here, but the currency that we talk about is US, so that there's no confusion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they want you. Are you going to wrestle anyone?
Hopefully soon. I've got, okay, as weird as it is, I've got like a manager who does all the talking, so I don't have to talk to anyone.
I am blown away by this.
My life goes on. So yeah,
wow.
he organizes it and I just do the work. And if I don't feel like it, I'm just like, nah, tell him no worries. Like, don't want to do it.
That blows my mind. I can't. We live in such an interesting world. I love that you can make money doing that. It's
Same. How
yeah,
good.
yeah. Is there anything you want to get paid for? Is there something where you're like, I want someone to pay me to do this? Like, is there anything you want to do?
Haven't really thought about it. Just go to the gym. I'll literally just go to the gym and train as I do every day and just get paid for it. Which, to be honest, I had this guy pay for me to do pull-ups and bicep curls and things like that, which I was going to post on Instagram anyways. But I just sent it to him. I'm like, okay, here you go. I did that for you. $50.
Do they make you like? Do you ever have to
Cringe
say
fest.
anyone's name or anything?
No, not yet. But I'm sure that'll pop up. Like, surely. I don't like talking. I don't actually like talking. I'm actually real shy. Like, to make these videos to people, like, it's weird. So just let's not be weird about it. I'll just go lift the weights, send you the video, and be done with it.
I think it's probably the funniest thing ever to be on a podcast and say I don't like talking. I'm glad that you're willing to do this then, because I think people are going to have a laugh listening to it. Yeah, that blows my mind, man. That's crazy, especially because you're getting to do stuff that you like. And
yeah,
for me, I do hope one day you do a talking one because you're pretty Aussie, and I reckon it'd be hilarious for them to want a sexy voice, and you're just like,
and I'm like, wait.
fucking, there you go, Damon. I hope you liked it, mate.
That's probably why I don't talk, because I'm just so shit at it. Like, I can't even give you an example because I'm just laughing so much because of how shit it would sound.
But it doesn't sound shit to them because that's how people work, right? That's what it comes down to. They have an obsession with you and who you are. That's why they're paying for it.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, look, one of the funniest things I had to laugh at when you sent it to me is that in the bio, the first thing I saw is number 4 powerlifter in the world.
Yeah.
Which is the most to like as powerlifters. And I spoke to one of the guys at the gym about this once, and he said that he won't remember someone's name, but he'll just remember their total. And I laughed about it because powerlifters are so obsessed with squat, bench, deadlift that they cannot even remember someone's name that's like 4 letters. They'll remember someone's total to the decimal point.
Yeah.
And so I love that the first thing you put in there.
This is who I am. Don't forget it.
I just love it's like it's the most shameless brag in the best way. Like I love the confidence that people have when they lift, and like it's focusing on numbers, but I feel like in a healthy way. In an industry where people are focused on numbers for the wrong reasons, I feel like powerlifting, especially for women, gives women the ability to focus on numbers for the right reasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, have you ever, I don't even know if you do you coach anyone at all?
Nah, I wouldn't even know the first thing about it. I just get told what to do from Joanne and I just go do that. If I didn't have my program, I'd be like, what do I do? It's been like 8 years and I still don't know.
You just go in and just
I
max
just go
out.
in. Yeah, like if she hasn't written up my program or something, it actually stresses me out so much because I'm like, I'm here, I'm wasting time, I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, I know what I have to do, but I'm like, how many sets, how many reps, what number? Stress, go home.
Yeah. Do you have in terms of your hyperactivity and stuff, have you ever been diagnosed with like ADHD or anything?
Well, not a proper one, but one of my friends is a psychiatrist and I do her hair. And she's like, you've 100% got ADHD. And I'm like, I know. I've had it my whole life. It's super fucking annoying. Um, I'm jumping off the walls all the time. I can't sleep at night. Like it's full on. And, I'm always all the things that I'm good at, like hairdressing and powerlifting, I'm like super good at them and I put all my effort in, and everything else, like real life, like filling out paperwork or reading something, like everything just goes over my head. So I always get like this, it's like sensory overload where I just have to sit down because everything just gets too much. So as long as I've got powerlifting and coloring people's hair, I think that's all I need just to keep me full-time busy and all good. Anything else I have to really think about, and it's hard.
Yeah, well, sometimes life's better when it's simple. But
Yeah.
you struggle to sleep.
Yeah, I have to take melatonin every night because my brain just doesn't switch off. Or I'm thinking about what color hair I'm doing tomorrow, or I'll think about doing deadlifts and then I'm like, fuck, I'm stopped breathing in my sleep. Like I just yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like turn off, good night. And then I wake up and I'm like full of beans. But if I don't take it, it's like I'm really tired the next day. Like I'll drink Monster Energy a fair bit because I like the taste. But there was a stage where I didn't have melatonin and I'd have it as soon as I woke up every day because I'm like, I need some energy. Like my brain was just so dead. Yeah. So I've noticed like as I've gotten older, I feel like I've got to do more important shit and it interferes with my life, and I won't take medication for it just because like I feel like it would just change who I am. Like people are just used to me being like the weirdo now. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. Hello. Yep.
Yeah, there can be other effects as well and stuff. And ultimately, if you've made 29 years,
I'm
if you've
all
made
good.
it, yeah, you're obviously okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I mean, God help anyone sleeping next to me because I'm just like, and they'll just be like, go to sleep.
Well, I take melatonin as well.
Do ya?
I do. I do. I got onto the gummies at
Yeah,
one
okay.
point, and they have like you get them in there 5 milligram ones, and they've got these other ones that are 10. But I
10's
try
the
not to.
way to go.
Yeah, is that what you've got?
Yeah, I've got 10.
Yeah.
Anything less just does nothing. I've got 20 as well, which is all right, but I do feel like 10's enough. So, yeah,
Yeah. You get a bit groggy if you take too much. Hey.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There'll be nights where I'm like, I'll be, like I need to go to sleep and I'll have two, and I feel like the benefits are better just with 10.
Yeah. So, do you have problems with sleep apnea at all?
I'm pretty sure I snore, but it's only because, like, I don't know, I'll sleep with my mouth open and I feel like I don't get enough air into my nose. So,
Mm.
probably half the time during the night, it's like I might be asleep, but I'm waking myself back up because I can't breathe. So yeah, probably. Haven't ever been like tested for it, but like, yeah, I'm a shit sleeper.
Yeah. So, what do you sleep on your side or your back?
Well, I try and sleep on my back. My chiropractor told me that was better. And also, I bought a new bed like about a year ago and it's real soft. I bought that because with my body type, when I lay on the side, it's like I'm too hard. So I'm not comfy because I'm just like, I've got lumps everywhere. I'm not
Mm.
just flat. Whereas if I'm on my back, I'm flat, except for my ass. That's not flat. So that's why it sinks into the mattress, and that helps a lot. So yeah, I find I sleep on my back, and then my arms are usually like up here.
So you you look like
Awesome.
a dog when it's like asleep on the grass on its back.
I'm like a Saint Bernard.
I feel like you're gonna get OnlyFans requests for like snoring videos now.
I can't do it because I'm asleep. So unless someone's filming me, that's not creepy at all.
Well, you can get apps that record you because I've done that before. And me and Connor Walsh, he sent me one of him once because he's had issues with it before too.
Yeah, right.
Sleep apnea is a big thing that I've talked about people. I do jujitsu, and one of the guys there was telling me that he uses mouth tape,
Yeah,
which
right.
blew my mind. But it's apparently a really common thing, and you can use either like a guard or mouth tape, and you literally tape your mouth and
Yeah.
go to sleep, and your
You
body
can't-
will force itself to breathe through your nose.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna try that. If I die, I'm blaming you.
Yeah, look,
Actually, well, just know that you've been blamed because I'll be dead.
to be honest, I've started to learn that no publicity is bad publicity. So I'll actually take that because with your following, that'd actually really help me get a bit of momentum. No, look, I want to try it as well, but I have the same problem. So I feel like I would have to make sure someone was next to me.
Let's do it tonight.
Let's just both do it, and then
If
we'll
no
see.
one hears from us tomorrow, we're gone.
We'll just see who wakes up.
I wake up first, I win.
Or if you don't wake it up at all, then yeah, you lose.
Who's a real loser? Yeah.
Well,
You snooze, you lose.
it's probably never made more sense. What the thing is this is what I was worried about. But then they reckon apparently like your body won't allow you to do it. Like apparently you won't actually be able to, like your body would wake itself up if you couldn't breathe.
Mm.
And because you would naturally feel like that kind of panic to breathe through your mouth.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, because I said to him as well, I can't even breathe through my nose that well. I don't know if you.
Yeah, same. I sometimes when I'm hairdressing, I think to myself, like, shit, I'm breathing heavy. I'm just like this. I don't know if it's because I'm a power lifter. I just don't know how to breathe. Like, I literally have one job in life, breathing, and it's too hard.
That's when you know your cardio might be bad when you're getting out of breath, just cutting hair.
Yeah. I'm just like, fuck.
Well, like, you know, it's one of those things where I guess we don't put enough effort into it, and we don't talk about it as much. But like, yeah, I actually struggle just to breathe through it. But then I've the more I'm getting into it, this is the problem. You start to read about shit and you become obsessed with it. But the more that I'm getting into it, people are actually saying that the reason that is as well is because the more that you aren't doing it, the more your body actually starts to regress its ability to do it. So the more you're not breathing through your nose, the more your body's struggling to do it. So then you get even less good at it.
Mm.
And so I'm kind of at a point now because I was fine until I was about 22, 23. And then I gained a bit of weight and started training. And yeah, I don't know. My sleep's not been the same. So, I mean, look at you. You're yawning right now, mate. You're probably slept for 5 hours.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get some extra air in.
Because you can't breathe through your nose. But
I breathe. Now I'm tired.
do you smoke, or have you ever smoked?
Never. I actually, yeah, like I'll literally cough if someone's smoking over there. Like I can't even.
See, yeah, okay. I smoked for probably 10 years, and I used to blow it out of my nose a lot, and I probably never noticed a lot of issues with them. But like now, I feel like I can't even breathe as well. So maybe we both need to look into the tape. That the tape over the mouth could be what's standing between you and 300 kilo deadlift, mate.
That could be my new cosplay.
Someone might say, I want you to tape your mouth, and I just want you to just sleep and just take a video, and then you could get paid $1,000 for that.
Yep. You heard it here first.
I mean, I think people are going to be confused by our conversation. There's been a bit of strength training, there's been a bit of OnlyFans, and now we're talking about mouth breathing, which is an interesting one. But I have to ask you, in terms of, you've had people ask about training, you've had people ask about eating. What do you reckon about something like that's a bit gross? If someone asked you to fart or something in a bag and sent it to them, would you do that?
It's been asked.
Has it been asked?
Worse.
Have people tried to buy you poo? Has that happened?
Yes.
Oh God.
And I'm like, no words, no comment.
Surely do it though, because you're just going to flush it.
I thought about it, and to be honest, I thought about just getting like a photo from Google, but then I'm like, I have to look that up. How far? Where's the line? I don't want to look that up.
I'll tell you what, Jaymi. Right, here's a proposition for you. Right, if
you send me yours, and I'll give you 10%.
Oh, hold 10% is bullshit. I've got to push it out. That's
I've got to smell it. I like I can't breathe.
No. I want 25%, and I'll give you a good share. I'll make sure I eat a lot of fiber before it, so it's not messy.
Triple bag it before it gets to me, thanks.
Yeah. I'll triple bag it. I'm considerate.
And we can also put on it, it's been sent from the other side of the country. Extra $200.
Yes. Yeah. You gotta chuck that travel tax on it. Yeah. I remember when you know who Belle Delphine is?
No.
Belle Delphine was massive, and I think she did cosplay as well. She was like a stream girl, and she sold her bath water for like 50 grand or something.
I'm doing it. Get me a bath.
Can you even fit in a bath?
I don't know. Depends on the bath. Probably not. Maybe a spa bath.
I was going to say, surely.
I need leg room, and I need to put my arms like this.
I was going to say, because I can't fit in a bath. I imagine you definitely can't.
I'm short, so I might fit in, but it's the width for me.
That's the problem. It's the width, isn't it? Is it what? How tall are you? 5 foot what?
5'4". Short.
You are short. I remember you being short when I met you. I mean, you looked hilarious next to Dylan.
Yeah. Giant.
All I can think about is poo in a bag now. I'm going to try and distract myself. When are
Light it on fire.
when are you planning on competing again?
Well, I'm going to Spain in October to compete at the Arnold's for the strongman.
I did see that you put something up about that, because not long after Capo State, you competed in something. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. I did the Highland Games. That was pretty cool.
That's where you like flip a massive bit of wood, isn't it?
The log things and chuck stuff over things.
So it's like strongman.
Yeah. Just a bit of, like backyard strongman kind of thing.
Yeah,
shot put and stuff. I was good at that in school, like the athletics carnivals and whatnot. So it's kind of took me back to my childhood, just swinging shit around. And obviously I'm stronger now, so I can just do that even better.
Yeah, fucking oath. And what are the events going to be like in Spain?
Pretty sure there's like a farmer's carry. A lot of them are how many reps you can do in a minute, which is totally cool by me, because give me 60 seconds and I'll just pedal to the metal. So yeah, just like monster dumbbell for reps, farmer's carry, sandbags, that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm probably not going to train for it because it hurts me too much. I'll just go there and see what happens.
Yeah, why not? Are you doing like I saw you put up a thing. Are you like fundraising to go to Spain?
Yeah, well, I thought, you know what? There's so many people out there that want to see me do these things. And obviously it was a bit of a stretch for me to just up and go to Spain. So, I made a GoFundMe. So if people, want to jump onto there and help me get to Spain, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, fucking oath. And so do they have a max deadlift?
No, I wish they did. That's totally would have been the sickest.
Yeah. I feel like
that is my event. That's my event in all the strongman. I'll never lose it, and I'll make sure of it.
Well, the good thing about that is you won't get red lighted, because you can fucking hitch the fuck out of it and use straps.
Well, here's the thing, right? One of the last comps I did, I didn't use any straps, and it was as many reps as you can. I think it was like 180 and 200. There was like chains on it, and I just picked it up and just kept doing all the reps as best I could. No strongman, nothing. And I'm like, I think that's the way to go. Like that's a real deadlift. None of this like,
Yeah. Well,
you
it's
know,
like, have you ever thought about trying to max out on like, you know, with strongman kind of rules?
no, it just seems wrong.
It does seem a bit wrong.
Just seems wrong. If you're gonna do it, do it. Like it's
Mm.
like sumo and conventional. You're gonna do it conventional. Just do it properly.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you've ever tried sumo.
I tried it like, oh, it was sort of went in one ear out the other kind of thing. It was one of those times.
Yeah,
Not a,
you seem like someone who just rip it off the ground. It's easier.
yeah, yeah. Just pick it up, put it back down, done.
Yeah. You think sumo's cheating?
I don't think it's cheating. I think everyone's body is a bit different, but like, you're closer to the ground, really, aren't you? So any kind of way to make it a bit easier, but like I'm not really about that. I like it to be, you know, a challenge.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I can use it as a way to shout Sam out at the moment because Sam Murphy's trying it at the moment. Do you think that's a bit gay?
Wouldn't be me, put it that way.
There you go. I think even though you didn't say it then, just for the sake of Sam hearing it, I think you agree it's a bit gay. So there you go, Sam.
Hey, there's
Jaymi.
nothing wrong with being gay.
Oh, there's definitely no. I mean, gay. That's the problem now. I need a new term because gay. Like
I know.
I grew up in the 2000s, so you called each other poofters and gay, but it's not really. It's hard because
Yeah, I
I've got gay
know.
friends as well, so it's hard to.
I know. Like, if anyone ever tried to offend me with it, I'd be like, okay, where is she? You know?
Yeah, well, yeah, I
Now
suppose.
what? Now what are you going to say? Is that gay?
Yeah, this is the
Pay
problem.
for it on my
Well,
OnlyFans, not gay now.
maybe you can throw what's a derogatory term that you like? What's something that you like to call people that's funny? What do you call your friends when you're trying to make fun of them?
Oh, shit. I mean, start off, you need friends. um, I don't know. I don't really talk to anyone. Their name, maybe. I don't know. Let
I
me think
feel
about it.
I feel like you're the kind of person that would call someone a drongo.
Oh no. Maybe a dog. Fucking dog.
Call someone a dog.
Or your dog. Although I love dogs. So like, fuck, I don't know.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's yeah, it is. It's I don't yeah, we live in a different time. I used to get called yeah, I had two older brothers. So I
Oh,
got
I've got it. I've got it. I've got it.
here we go.
Dead dying dog. That's the or your dead dying dog. That's my insult.
Dead dying dog.
That's what you
Wow.
are. Not you, but like anyone that's shit.
Yeah,
That's it. I
you're
knew
on
it had
another
something to
level.
do with dog.
Well, dogs are like you said, dogs are cool, so you like them. But it's pretty like we know what you
D
mean when you're saying it.
DAWG.
That's the one.
Dog.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not
I'm with
dog.
you.
Dog.
I'm with you. It's Australian though. No one else in the world would get that.
Exactly. So you've got to be like, or your dead dying dog.
I, st- I still reckon you'd be like, you fucking drongo. I can still hear you saying it.
So bogan, eh?
It's pretty bogan, but you're going to be proud to be bogan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whatever rolls off the tongue, to be honest. And if it doesn't come out right, I don't care. See if I care. Do I look like I care? No.
Yeah, but you're pretty easy going. A lot of people
Mm.
get pretty offended these days, you know. So
Yeah.
you're pretty. You seem like you're sort of, you know. I feel like there's not much that could bother you.
No. Well, I'm not smart, remember? So I don't know what you're saying. You've offended me? Okay, I'll just start laughing and pretend it never happened.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's for you. It's like it's almost like I'd say that a couple of years you'll be pretty famous, old Jamie Morris with the OnlyFans, and you'll be number one powerlifter by that point.
And then what?
Where do
Then
you
what?
go? I mean,
How does someone reach the top? And then what? What do you do?
do you have any other life goals?
Yeah, I think I'm going to do wrestling. WWE wrestler.
That'd
Mm.
be fucking sick.
Yeah, and I think I might wear my belt that I got from Capo States. I think that'll be my first costume change. Mm.
Well, in all seriousness, you could actually there's a wrestling league in Perth. Well, in Perth there is, but there must be one over there.
I'll move. I'm coming.
What? Like, so where were you actually born? What state were you born in?
I was born in Sydney, and then I grew up in Queanbeyan, which is like near Canberra. Then I moved to Crookwell, which is like near Goulburn, and then I moved down the coast, Nowra.
Okay, and what is the plan to you want to live there forever? You think?
Nah. I just came here because I just wanted to run away. So I came here, went to school here. I've done heaps here now with my business and stuff. And to be honest, I'm ready for a change. So who knows where I'll end up.
Did you like Perth when you came here?
Yeah, I've been thinking about coming to Perth. Like it's literally the other side of the country. I could fully like turn my whole life around. So maybe. I've met a lot of like people. Like when I came there, I just blended right in. Like, it was just like I was at home. And I like the fact that there's a lot of strong people there. Like for me, there's not a lot of strong people here for me to train with. You know what I mean? I need some people like me. And yeah, I don't know, just change of scenery. Like I'm happy for change. Like nothing phases me. The only thing that I have here is basically my business, which everyone needs a haircut. It'll be fine. And it's not like shit doesn't just work out for me. I make it happen. It's all good. So who knows? See what happens.
I love the mindset. It's something that I've started to adopt recently instead of stressing about things and what if I do this and what if I do that. It's I'm 27, you're 29. It's like we're young, man. There's no like
yeah. The world is literally our oyster, 100%. Like I didn't know I was going to get $3,000 from OnlyFans. So now I'm like, okay, I can fall back on that.
Yeah.
I can go make $200 by squashing some guy down the road. I don't know. What else?
I'm sure there's plenty of people here in
Get a
Perth that would
sugar
love
daddy.
to get squashed by you. You'll make money.
Yeah, it's all good. You'll be right.
Well, I was going to say, like, in terms of obviously, like anything happening in that kind of capacity, you train where you train now, and obviously you came to Capo States. I think we had a Texas deadlift bar there. What kind of bar do you normally deadlift on?
Pretty sure we have the Texas deadlift bar at our gym. We've got two bars, not the Texas bar. The other one is usually the one that everyone goes to. And I think I'm the only one that changes it when I train. So sometimes I forget and I just load the plates on and whatever. But I do find that there's a difference. Like the Texas is just better. Pulls the slack out a bit more. Like when I'm really like got to do shit, I change the bar. And that must mean something because it's like one of those gut feelings where you're like, you'll just know if you did change it. You know what I mean? And I just feel like, yeah, as I said, I think I'm the only one that does it. And I'm like, maybe it's because I'm serious about those extra kilos or whatever. I don't know. Or maybe it's just in my mind that I know that it's the wrong bar. So if I fuck it up, it's on me. You know what I mean?
I do find when it gets to this kind of level, though, like, not that something I can relate to, but after speaking to a lot of strong people, when you are at that top level, the small things matter.
Everything matters. Everything matters. Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Like I won't use knee wraps that might fuck out or might be good. Or I won't use sleeves that are too loose. Like I need the shit. Like I literally spent like $600 on my belt, mostly because it had glitter on it, but also, it's Pioneer, so like it's all good. It'll save me.
Yeah, of course. What kind of knee wraps do you use?
I've got knee wraps from Pioneer, the Phantoms. They've been pretty good. The grey ones.
Yeah, I squatted in Lily Bridges when I used wraps. I liked them, but I mean it definitely comes down to how you wrap your knee as well. Some people like there to be more stretch in them. I found the stiffer knee wrap kind of more comfortable, but I only squat in sleeves now. What kind of sleeves do you squat in?
I've got SBD sleeves. I found they've been pretty good. This is my second pair. Um, I've had Harris ones, and I've had Beast Genetics as well, and I've had Barbell Death Squad. But yeah, I found the SBD's been my go-to out of those.
I've heard like they're pretty like reliable and they've always been a good
Mm.
sleeve. But what do you think about the kind of new age ones that's coming out now? You know, after that Capo States, I got some of the new Titans. You would obviously have seen the Inzas and then Loaded. I think it was A7 brought out the new Rigor Mortis, and they're all that kind of new nylon brand of tougher
Yeah,
sleeves.
okay. Mm. Well, yeah, haven't needed to get any more, but maybe when these ones cark it, see what happens.
Surely by this point, someone would just be chucking you a free pair.
Do you know what? It's so like no one does. Like, I've been in powerlifting for so long now, and like legit companies, no one's really been like, oi. And I'm like, okay, I just feel like I'm an underdog. Like, do you know who I am?
Yeah. Do you know how much? Do you know how much McDonald's Jaymi will eat if you needed to?
I'll fill out the knee sleeves right now.
I want to. I want to see you squat in some of it because I got some of the Titans. I got them given to me for commentating on that Capo States,
Mhm.
and they are so stiff, man. I reckon you'd really like them.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's hit him up. Tighten.
Yeah.
Send
Yeah.
me the sleeves.
We'll hit them up because what I'm leading up to is as before I go, I always have to shout out to the people that have helped me with this. And one of the sponsors I've taken on is Achievement Apex. I don't know if you're familiar with Achievement. They have been supplying bars around the country, and in Perth, they provided GPC states before the Capo states, and they have a pretty whippy deadlift bar that I reckon you should get a bit of a
I was
turn on.
gonna say that would be the go.
Yeah, so it's
Paint it
comparable.
pink. Can we paint it pink? That would be the go.
I will speak to Brendan about getting it pink for sure.
Brendan,
Uh,
thank you.
I know that it's. We talked about it. You saw the what's the brand called? What's the Chris Duffin's brand? What's the one I'm thinking of? Why can't I think of it? The bar that people were pulling on in America. The really whippy one. Why can't I think?
Oh, not the really long one. No.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's called.
Dan Griggs pulled a record on it. I'm trying to think
Yeah,
what it was
yeah.
called.
I
Why
don't know what
can't
the bar's called, but I know what you're talking about.
I don't know why I can't think of it. That's really annoying. I have to find out what it's called. But the bar that he pulled on, Kabuki.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So speaking to Brendan, it's actually I think the Kabuki bar is actually slightly too. I think it's maybe like illegally long, like it's too long
Yeah, okay.
because that's obviously how you know of it. It's like a long bar.
Just a bit longer, yeah.
Yeah. So whereas I think Brendan's bar, I'll send you a clip of some people using it afterwards, and it's really, really whippy, but apparently not as long.
Okay.
But it's
Mm.
got really, really fucking tough knurling on it. So that's one thing that people have been talking about.
Yeah, cool. Well, see, that would help with the grip. But I find like for me, grip is not really an issue. So that would like imagine it would be so cool, like more grip.
Yeah. Well, I'll
Yeah.
look. I'm catching up with Brendan tomorrow, and I
Yeah,
know
let me
he's
know.
he's very excited for people to play with the bar. So I'll say, hey, look, man,
I'm it.
Jamie Morris wants to
100%.
pull fucking 300 on a bar.
Let's go.
If you play this right, she could be pulling it on yours.
Yeah. How God, that'd be good advertising, wouldn't it?
Well, I can't think of a better way to advertise it
Yeah.
than you. But here's the thing: I have a personal request. If you do pull it, you've got to do it in a giraffe onesie for sure.
Okay. Well, I've got five of them, so I'll warm up in all the different ones.
You've got 5 separate giraffe onesies.
Yes, I don't muck around.
Are they different colors?
Yeah, different ones. Actually, they're not all giraffes. One's like a unicorn, one's Stitch, one's Superman or Spider-Man or fucking Batman. I don't know. I've lost count, but there's definitely multiple.
Did you say one is Stitch?
Yes.
As in like Lilo and Stitch.
Oh yeah.
So are you a fan of Lilo and Stitch?
Well, I just have every dress up in the world, so you know.
Wow.
I used to have a Jack Russell, um, and I bought him a onesie, and it was Stitch. So then I bought the matching onesie. So
Wow.
we were twinning, me and my dog, as you do.
Well, I'm not going to do it on here because it's pretty weird, but for some reason, you can be number 4 powerlifter in the world. Personally, I have no idea why, because I never really tried to, but I can actually do quite a dead ringer Stitch impression.
Oh my God, yes.
But I'm not going to do it here. I'll send you a
Hey,
voice clip.
this is your podcast. Come on, tee it up. I'll deadlift in the Stitch costume if you make the noise. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
No, I can't do it. I
Oh,
can't.
come on.
You're putting me on the spot. You're
I'll give
making me
you 50 bucks.
nervous.
50 bucks. Okay, we'll start again. Do, 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 do. Hey, can you make that noise? I'll give you 50 bucks. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Is this 50 bucks happening?
No. I'll get my fans to tee it up.
I want to see the Stitch onesie. I want to know it exists.
All right. Well, I'll have to put a photo up because I'm not getting it right now.
No, I don't get it right now. Of course, no. I wouldn't. You'll be out of breath if you get off the couch. I don't want you
I know. I need to stay in one spot. I've been doing so well for the past however long.
Yeah, well, look, I think you've done very, very well, and I appreciate you coming on to talk because I know that it's not for everyone, and it's something it's a strong suit of mine, which is I think it came from me being in gyms for a long time and being able to maintain long conversations between sets, and then I kind of realized, you know what I'm doing is useless, and I'm cooling down. What if I saved all this energy and put it into something?
Yep.
This is where it came from. And now I get to speak to people that I find I maybe help people have a conversation that even if it doesn't come natural to them, because I think it comes down to how you prompt people as well. So I try to make sure that someone feels maybe like the conversation isn't too much on them. So someone like yourself, maybe you might find it more difficult, I guess, if someone kind of leaves things too open-ended, where I feel like when I'm asking you direct questions, it kind of makes it easier for your brain to just focus on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think you've done really well because I've spoken to people who it really, really struggle to answer questions.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of what you've put out there is going to be interesting for people to listen to, because the biggest thing for me came from the fact that I just found myself watching Instagram one day, and I was watching someone deadlift or squat, and I couldn't help but think like this is cool, but like, what's this person's favorite movie, or like, what does this person do? What do they eat after they work out? And I kind of was like, you know what, like I could ask this person.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
And
it.
yeah, that's what the podcast allows people to do. Someone can listen to this now and get a whole different side of you as a person. And I really like that because it may encourage someone to put themselves out there as well, and it might encourage someone to become a follower of yours, and it will also give people a look behind just what you put out there as well. People get to see who you are as a person, and it's not just Instagram can paint a picture for people, but sometimes it doesn't really always do you
I
justice.
find that like you can put whatever you want on Instagram. I do feel like I'm very Jaymi on there. Like everything I do, that's it. I'm on there. Yes, I'm strong, but I'm also putting syrup in my Canadian club, and I'm putting Nutella on steak and dressing up, and I'm as is. That's it. What you see is what you get, pretty much.
It's refreshing. It's what you want to be, and like I said, I'm really excited to see the future of your lifting, because I feel like you're someone who is your trajectory is strong. You know, there's a lot of strong people out there, but sometimes you see people really hit a kind of a line and they kind of flatten out. I feel like you're just kind of continuously getting stronger, and I really think that, I mean, from memory, I think that the actual deadlift record isn't actually that far out of reach.
Pretty sure it's like 290. It's like 20 kilos more than mine. 15.
Yeah. Is that right? Because I think it's because what's 300 in pounds again? Isn't it like 675?
I don't know. I don't do pounds.
Yeah, well, I think that's the only reason I remember it, because I know, because it's held by
In strongman, it's like 300.
oh, that's right. It's
But in
different in strong.
powerlifting, I think it's 290.
Yeah, because Jess went for 292.5, didn't she?
Yes. Yes. So it must be 290.
Okay.
I know. To be honest, I've never even thought of 280, 290. I'm just like, oh, let's just go to 300.
Yeah.
So,
Have you ever tried more than 275?
yeah, I've tried 280. I've got that to my knees before.
Yeah.
But yeah. But that was the day I was angry and tried it.
Ah,
That was after 250 for two doubles and 260. I thought today's a good day. Tried 280, got it to my knees. So
yeah.
like it could be there if I stopped fucking around.
Well, I'm fucking sending a message to Brendan
Yeah,
straight after this and going, we need a whippy bar.
yeah, all 100%. And then if it's pink, people will be like, that is Jamie's. And I'll be like, don't fucking touch it.
Yeah, exactly. That's really like that's your territory.
It's mine.
I love it. Look, I appreciate you coming on today, dude. It was a great chat. Is there anyone you want to shout out before you go?
Oh, don't know.
No
No,
sponsors? Anything? Nothing?
well, I don't really. The only real sponsor that I've got is Adzi Apparel, and yeah, I basically wear their clothes, like their tights and their crop tops and whatnot. Um, they've been really nice in like making me look and feel good. But in terms of anyone else, like Joanne, she's my coach, Joanne Gregan, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So if anyone, Brendan or anyone, want to be like, oh yeah, I'll just take on Jaymi. Thank you, Titan.
Yeah, I feel like you should have one for each, like one
Oh,
for a
wouldn't it be
barbell,
nice?
sleeves, like wraps, all.
Totally, totally. Nah, look, it is what it is. I'll just keep being the underdog. It's fine.
Well, no one can take away how strong you are, so you've got that.
Yep, I'll take that. Yep.
Well, if you have been listening, I thank you for doing so. And, once again, shout out to Jaymi for coming on. I will give a shout out to Brendan at Achievement Apex and a shout out to Power Pit Rockingham. Those guys are both my sponsors, and it has given me the ability to actually do this even more so and put more effort into this, because you got to do what you love. And Jaymi, I think, is a great example of someone who has revolved, her life around doing what she loves. So if you've been listening, maybe this is the push that you need to know that you can also eat McDonald's and lift barbells and enjoy your life if you really try to make it, the main thing that you do. Don't get caught up in the 9 to 5 and tell yourself you can't do it, because you can. And look, follow Jaymi on her new TikTok, because it's a new one now. And if you are, I remember when I first looked Jaymi up, it's Jaymi Jigsaw on Instagram, if you're looking up Jaymi.
Two eyes.
Two eyes. And Jaymi is spelled Jaymi, which is not a variation I've ever seen before. I like it. It's different. Thank you again for being here, dude. I will give a shout out to my mother as always. And Jaymi, let's do this again.
No worries. Love to be here. Hopefully I'll be a little bit richer, probably be a little bit fatter, but it's fine.
I definitely hope you are. I'm looking forward.
Maybe a little bit stronger.
For sure. Absolutely. So you can, anyone who isn't following Jaymi, do it. Get on the OnlyFans, and thank you for listening to this podcast.